Welcome to the Church Sound Podcast, part of the Repurpose Network, where kingdom culture, real life, and technology intersect. I'm your host, Prentiss Thompson, and what we do, we talk to real people, pastors, leaders, engineers, tech people, manufacturers, worship leaders, all about church, technology, and provide solutions for a successful Sunday morning service. You ready? It's time to take a ride. Let's go. Yes, and welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast. Oh man, you guys are amazing. I hear you clapping. Hey, listen, I am so excited for you to be here today. I love doing this. I love making sure that I can share information that can be impactful to your church on any Sunday. Make sure your Sunday is 3 words, amazing. Make sure that you like, subscribe, review, share, copy the link, send it to your team members, send it to your pastor. This stuff may help him. Did you know there's over 300 episodes of the Church Sound Podcast? Did you know that we're over 48 countries? Let me tell you how much of a blessing this is. I'm checking the analytics, right? And it's over 200 downloads in China. Hey, listen, you got to give a hand for that. That means that we're making an impact on the kingdom of God, and it's only because you guys are here with me. So make sure you like, subscribe, review, share, copy the link, do those things. If you also could do this one other thing for me, make sure that you apply what I'm sharing. Make sure you apply what I'm sharing, because all the information I'm sharing, I'm trying to make sure that your church service is impactful, that what we're teaching is practical, and the guests we're bringing on is going to empower you to move forward. So we're on the second leg of the top 5 mistakes churches make with audio and how to fix them. So it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned sound engineer. It doesn't matter if you're a volunteer. It doesn't matter if you're a pastor or minister trying to get the sound right in your sanctuary. This is for you. So you're probably asking, Prentiss Thompson. What is number 2? And this is a biggie. I taught on this before, but I'm going to go surface and deep. Surface level to explain it better on a general scale, so this way you can get more out of it. Ignoring room acoustics. I'm going to say that again. Ignoring room acoustics. Now, what do you mean by that? Have you ever? Okay, I got a really, really, really good analogy. Has anyone really here guilty of singing in the shower and how it sounds in the shower? How it just, the sounds are just circulating and it's bouncing off the walls. And you're like, wow. I like singing in the shower because of the acoustics in the room. Well, hard surfaces and poor acoustics will cause echoes, will cause muddiness, will cause excessive reverb. That thing, and it doesn't matter what you put in the room, it will not fix it. I have gone to so many churches where they say, we spent X amount of dollars on the sound system and it sounds horrible. And I said, who treated your room? What does that mean? Did somebody treat your room? Did you hire someone to read your acoustics? Or did you look into that? No, the guy came in, he just put the speakers up and it was loud. And then, it just sounds like it should not sound. And I'm like, yeah, because you have not treated the room. The room is where everything is. The room is where your seats are, where the podium is, how big the stage is, how high the stage is, how many people can fit on the stage, how many seats are going to be in the room, how far is it going to be from the stage, how far is it going to be from the walls, how deep is the room, how high is the room. You can go into a room and clap your hands and tell how much reverb is in the room. Natural reverb. So it's very, very important to get your room analyzed. Because what it will do, it will identify problem areas like your hardwood floors or your walls or your ceilings. A lot of times people get acoustical treatment and soundproofing mixed up. It is not the same thing. Acoustic treatment are products that are designed to change the dynamics and how the sound waves move within the space. It's designed to change the dynamics of how the sound waves move within a space. Most acoustic treatments absorb sound waves, which improves the sound and gives the listener a better sonic experience. Soundproofing is preventing the sound from traveling outside of the space. So they're there to dampen, it's there to restrict, it's there to mitigate sound traveling between rooms. Now that's mostly used for recording studios. It's not used for church spaces or community centers or gymnasiums, even though a lot of times sometimes you use the same fabric, but it's all about the placement and why you're using it the way you're using it. So you have to understand the difference. If someone can, if you want to soundproof it, no. You need to treat the room with acoustic panels, bass traps, mostly foam, but foam placed strategically. And you're probably asking, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, the first thing you can do is you can use carpets and curtains to cover up hard surfaces if you can't afford these things right now to kind of reduce the reflections, right? You should get it analyzed. And we tell you something, it is free. Did I say it was free $99? I said it was free $99. How do I know? Because there are so many websites that have what we call room acoustics visualizers. What does that mean? They'll have templates of sizes of rooms, basically, and you can put your speakers where they are, where they should be, where you have them, and it will analyze the room. They have room calculators where you can put in the size of your room, the width of your room, the height of your room, the materials, and then they will come up with a strategic plan. You should place panels here. And this is how big the panel should be. This should be 24 by 8 or 8 by 4, whatever the dynamics or the size of the acoustical treatment is. That's what you should be doing, and it's free. So then, way you can really budget to get it done, because you have to get it done because you need to treat the room. Number 5 is this. You have to position the speakers properly. You have to make sure the speakers are in the optimum position. What you don't want them near walls. You don't want them in corners, because in corners it will build up excess bass buildup. What do I mean by that? Let me illustrate it. If I go like this, what's happening is the sound is hitting my hands and bouncing back to the microphone. But what if you have a speaker that is 2,000 watts sitting in a corner? If the sound can change with just me putting my hands around a microphone, what do you think how the sound would change if you place a speaker in a corner or near a wall? I'll wait. So it's very, very important to understand where they should be. I go to a lot of churches and they'll have the speakers in the corners behind the stage and wonder why they have feedback. Well, why do they have feedback? Because their microphone's in front of the speaker. Their microphone is in front of the speaker. So not only will you mitigate the feedback scenario, but you will mitigate better overall sound in your space only because you have them in the correct position. It's kind of like you walk into your living room before you put your TV up. What do? You strategically look and say, okay, we're going to be sitting in this direction. So the TV should be here and at this height. Right? Wherever you're placing something where you need to hear it and see it, it's normally optimum space required that you suggest or you select for its optimum use. I've seen so many churches just put speakers up anywhere because they think you can put them up anywhere, not thinking that it's sound that's traveling, not the visual. So it's sound that's traveling. You have to make sure that it's in the correct space so that you can prevent issues. I was mixing at a church. I helped consult a church, and I drew a diagram of where their speakers were. I said, what you guys need to do, you need to change and put these speakers in these positions. They had one speaker on stage right at the right position. They had the speaker on stage left all the way in the corner by the back door. And they were like, we don't understand why it seems like it's arriving at different time. Yeah. Sound travels, right? If you have it at a different distance, it's going to reach the back of the room later. So all of these things factor in. Here's the last point. Use EQ to cut out your problem frequencies to enhance your clarity. Every digital console will have a graphic EQ on every output. What you want to do is have a microphone and make it feedback. Open up your graphic EQ on your console and work the levers until something feeds back, and then duck it out. And then turn it up hotter and more until it feeds back, and duck and pull that frequency. You'll see it on the graph, what's peaking, and you pull it out. That is how you can eliminate your frequency issues. It's very, very important. If you don't know how to do it, get someone to come in and tune your room. Get someone to come in and tune your room. I've gone to churches, and this is what I do, right? I'll go to a church. I'll tune their room. I'll have a preset. I'll save it number 250 on their recall. Because what I don't want is somebody recalling what I set up. So I'll save maybe 3 of them and name them differently that only I know. Or I'll tell the head engineer, hey, listen, if you need to reset it to how I have it, here it is. But even then, I'll have two more duck down way back. So this way, I'm protecting myself if I got to come back. And usually I'll come back in like 3 months or so. But these are 6 things that you can really, really do right off top. Right off top. You can do this. Number one, you can analyze your room, right? Right? You can add absorption materials. This way, so you can understand the difference between acoustic treatments and soundproofing. Someone says power soundproofing, you know you don't want to do that. You can use carpets or curtains to cover up your hard surfaces. Heavy curtains. It's really reflect that will cut down on your reflection. You can position your speakers better, and you can experiment with graph EQs. If you don't understand what a graph EQ, I do have a episode on it. Just go back and look. It's over 300 episodes. You guys can just do a deep dive. It's plenty of information there. So, before we get out of here, this is what I want you to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, review, and share. If you have questions or a question that you want answered, or say a guest that you'd like to have on the show that you would love to hear, say a manufacturer or a product, anything, email me at thechurchsoundpodcast.com. Thechurchsoundpodcast.com. If you need a consultation for your church, go to invisiblemediaconsulting.com. Book a consultation, 30 minutes on Zoom. It's free. Did I say it's free? It's free. Book a consultation. Let's see how we can help you. And if you have any suggestions, any topic that you would really, really like me to cover, I would love to hear from you. Make sure you do that. So, before we get out of here, this is what I want you to say. Keep God first in everything you do. And I will see you next time, right here on the Church Sound Podcast.